Hey folks, Gary here. Happy Friday morning to you. I hope your day is just starting spectacularly. I hope it's spectacularly. I hope it's a great day. I hope your day is starting off fantastic. And what a great day it is. Every day is good when we walk with God. And we've been watching the walk of God with Gideon, Gideon's walk with God throughout this week. And today I want to look at verses 36 down to 40. Gideon is seeing God do some things. Gideon has been strengthened by God. As a matter of fact, it says earlier on that in this passage that God has clothed Gideon with power. The Midianites are getting ready to do battle, the Midianites are getting ready to do battle, and Gideon has blown the trumpet. He's sent out a call to all the warriors to come. There's going to be a fight, and he's getting ready for it. But he's still not sure. He's still having a hard time with this. So in 36 of Judges chapter 6, it says this. Then Gideon said to God, if you're truly going to use me to rescue Israel as you promised, prove it to me in this way. I'll put a wool fleece on the threshing floor tonight. If the fleece is wet with dew in the morning, but the ground is dry, then I will know that you're going to help me rescue Israel as you promised. And that is just what happened. Sorry about that. And that is just what happened. When Gideon got up early the next morning, he squeezed the fleece and wrung out a whole bowl full of water. So, hey, we're good. We're good. Let's go. You probably didn't need to do that in the first place because God's already proven himself to you. And there's something about just having the faith to do it for sure. But you did this and God's answered. So let's go. So what does he do? Well, verse 39, then Gideon said to God, please don't be angry at me, but let me make one more request. Let me use the fleece for one more test. This time, let the fleece remain dry while the ground around it is wet with dew. So that night God did as Gideon asked. God answered him. The fleece was dry in the morning, but the ground was covered with dew. So God answered him again. Gideon he's suffering with not being able to totally trust God with what God is calling him to do, which is too bad. Now God does answer him. God does take care of him. He helps him along with this because God knows he needs that encouragement. He gets that. But there's something about simply just trusting God and going. And we're going to look at a different fleece tomorrow. One that was made by Jonathan, the son of Saul. We'll find that in Samuel. I think First Samuel. First or second? It's in there. We'll get to it tomorrow. There's something about trusting God. Now, I can identify with Gideon because I know in my own life God has called me to do things now and then. I wonder, is that God or is that me? Did I think of that or was God telling me that? And I want to make sure because if it's just me, it's going to be a disaster. And so you get really worried about that. You get very concerned about that when God calls you to do something big. So I can relate to this. But at some point in time, you just got to say, I'm going to go. At some point in time, you got to say, okay, God, I'm stepping out. I believe this is you. I'm going to step out and do it. And you know what? Even if it isn't God, probably is, but even if it isn't, God's still going to be there. It's not like God's going to abandon you. He's going to take that as an act of worship that you actually thought you heard from him and you did it. And that is pleasing to God. But what if it was God? And how great could it possibly be? It could be amazing. So there comes a time when we simply trust the call that God has placed on us. So that's the message for today. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you tomorrow.